Welcome to the garden. This is our mini Kalanchoe, and it's actually not so mini anymore. Since we've potted it up into this beautiful yellow pot, it's probably doubled or tripled in size. It used to be in this little container here. I've been giving it really bright light. I've been letting it dry out in between waterings, and I've also continued to cut off any dead blossoms. But we still have this one that's blooming, and then if you can look right behind it, there's a brand new bud. So we're still getting new flowers, which is just incredible. This thing has been flowering non-stop for like 4 months. It's just blown me away. But this new growth, everything in frame right now is new. That's all brand new, beautiful growth. And you can see how just gorgeous the leaves look. So besides having incredible flowers that are really long lasting, we get just beautiful green succulent foliage. Look at the vein pattern on some of these leaves. I just love that. And then the shape of the leaves, this outer edge, just rounded little teeth. It's so beautiful. As we followed the stem down, right where it splits, it looks like it's forming little roots. So we could potentially take cuttings from those and try and propagate them. Looks like there's some roots in the back there, and a couple in the front here, and over here there's a couple roots. So we could maybe take these as cuttings and see if we could propagate it. Because these are both on the same stem, the first thing I'm going to do is just cut the main stem, just below those roots. So I'm going to squeeze the scissors in, and there we go. We'll make a nice clean cut, expose that beautiful flower in the back, so we're still going to have some beautiful growth to look at. I'm going to try and pull off this large leaf here, just so that this new growth can get a little bit more sun. And maybe we'll be able to propagate this too. It's on there really good though. There. So by removing that big leaf, we've exposed these beautiful points of shiny new growth. And I want to try and separate these so that we can have 2 different cuttings. So this may be a bit drastic and unconventional, but I'm going to split them right down that central stem. Just cut them in half just like that. So that way we can keep those little pseudo roots intact on both of them. Now these open wounds are going to have to heal for at least 24 hours. If they're shiny at all, like they are when they're fresh, they just need a little bit more time to dry out. So we're going to let these callus, and then we might try one in soil and one in water, just to see which works better on this particular succulent. We've allowed our cuttings to heal overnight, and yesterday when we took these, I actually pulled these little leaves off. I forgot to do that, but I just remembered last night, so I did pull these leaves, just so that when we go to plant these, we're not going to be burying any half-dead leaves that could potentially rot under the soil or the water. But these are all nice and healed, so we can tell they're not shiny at all. If there's any kind of gloss or shine to it, you want to let them heal just a little bit longer. But look at all those little spiky roots. So these little roots will hopefully start to spread. We'll just set one in water like this. We got a little too much water, so let's plant out this one in our soil and we can kind of water it in. So it's a good thing that we pulled that bottom leaf, because we want to bury those roots down quite a ways. So we'll just bury it up to where those new stems start to sprout. Try and get it centered and try and get it level so it's not leaning too hard. That looks great. Now to get rid of a little bit of extra water in here, we'll just give this guy a drink. Help settle him in. And as long as these bottom roots are in the water, we should hopefully get this to propagate. So we'll just set these aside. We'll give them nice bright light indoors, but not too much direct sun, because they are new cuttings. We don't want them to dry out. So we'll keep a real close eye on this and see if those roots start to spread. It's only been 6 days since we took our little mini Kalanchoe cuttings. And check it out. The one in the water is doing extraordinarily well. Look at all those roots. Pretty impressed. The leaves look really nice. Nice and dark green, nice and plump, still nice and shiny. And the one we have in soil looks just about as good. I don't know if there's any roots, but it's really doing well. So we could check up on it, but I think I want to leave them for maybe another week. It's been 3 weeks now since we've taken our cutting from our mini Kalanchoe and planted one in soil and one in water. The one in water I know is rooting incredibly well. Look at all of those roots. It's really amazing. So this is enough root to support the plant. So we're going to plant this one out in soil, and we'll also check up on this one, just to see if we have any root. So it's nice and dry. It's good to let these dry out a little bit in between waterings. Keeps the roots nice and healthy. So we'll give them a nice healthy drink at the end of the day here. But I can see a whole bunch of roots. Look at that. That is even more than was in the water, I think. So either way gets really excellent results. I've just got a nice little pot here. These are actually the same type of container, so they'll look really nice together. They'll be about the same size, and they should grow at about the same rate. This is just a normal potting mix, but you could add perlite or a little bit of sand if you want to lighten it up just a touch. If you already have a nice succulent mix, that would be perfect as well. But I'm just using normal potting soil because I've had really excellent results. It does have some perlite already in there though, so that'll help it dry out a little bit, improve that drainage, so it's not always saturated. We also took a leaf cutting last time, but this is really doing nothing. It hasn't died back yet, so it could potentially still root, but I don't see any roots forming yet. So we'll just keep this going, keep an eye on it. Now I'm just going to water this in with the water it was rooting in, and probably a little bit extra too. Then you can go ahead and let them dry out a little bit, and that'll keep down disease, it'll keep those roots happy. But then the next time you water, go ahead and water twice, maybe even 3 times, because sometimes the first watering really just saturates that soil, and then the second watering is what absorbs through the plant. So after just 3 weeks, our cuttings have enough root to where they can support themselves in soil. I think the one in soil actually did better than the one in water. So we got 2 brand new plants, and we've kept the original, which still has flowers. It's just incredible. So this is a really great succulent. I think it's pretty simple to care for, as long as you follow the standard succulent procedure of giving them a really healthy drink, maybe even watering twice, and then letting them dry out again before you water next. So I hope you give this a go in your garden. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.